guys like buying bottoms, definitely feel free to join the premium Discord. The best time to join is at the beginning of each month. That way you get the most value. And there has been a revamp. It's a lot more cleaner now. Shades portfolio, trade tracker, trading course, YouTube videos. But that one is free. You can just watch videos if you want. Day trade ideas, long term swings, and of course the alerts room. So if you want to join, best time to join is today. Talk about Aitx receiving a large RIO expansion order from Fortune 50 client. Expansion order, by the way. So they already had this client they already had some robots. This is just an expansion. That's something that I don't really think about. The fact that just because they have clients already doesn't mean that those same clients can go, hey, we want 10,000 more of these robots. And it's a nice PR. It's not, 1,000 or 10,000 orders, but hey, I'm getting e-bike. I'm getting e-bike ads. I already bought the e-bike. Anyways, Aitx is pleased to announce an expansion order has been received from a highly respected Fortune 50 client for 10 additional RIO units. This is the first time the total order count for this one client has been revealed. A total of 167 RAD devices placed on order. I hope they're ready to expand. Because what yeah, I hope Steve Reinhardt. I'm gonna assume he's smart enough to think ahead, and I assume he's gonna have to expand at some point. Like eventually, he'll get a huge order for like 10,000, and if he if he doesn't have the capacity to do that, that's gonna suck. But like I would hope so, right? I would hope they're ready for that because if you've been keeping up with this stock, it's just getting orders constantly. The numbers are getting bigger. So they have to expand at some point though, because I don't think they'll be able to keep up with 100,000 orders in one day. Like, hello, we just got 1,000 orders for today, and we can only make this many by this date. So we're gonna have to expand. I look forward to that. That's coming. I'm sure they're not dumb over there. They're not. Company noted that it anticipates this client's deployed units will surpass 150 by the end of May 2024. I expect the capabilities of our fourth generation solutions to help accelerate clients through the sales process. For now, we're focused on closing a couple more big deals to stay on track for our short term goal of achieving 700,000 in RMR and becoming cash flow positive. More big deals, huh? So that's interesting. They got more big deals coming. And let's see, am I getting more e-bike? I already bought the e-bike. I bought a fat tire one. I don't know why they keep hitting me with these ads. It's kind of creepy that they know that I bought one and now they're like, "Hey, buy another one." Weirdos. But no, if we're looking at the charts and like I want to mention this, I think it's important to mention this. This is actually very interesting. I don't think I mentioned this in yesterday's video. But the difference between AITX and ILIS, and this is where I give AITX the advantage despite the terrible balance sheet because ILIS has the superior financials. But the reason AITX, I could see AITX surpassing ILIS, and I said this many times before. I could see AITX and Sybil surpassing ILIS in share price mainly because AITX, the one thing that it does better than ILIS, the transparency, the constant updates, the constant PRs, that is the difference. That is why we're getting all these runs here. Atlas doesn't really give out many PRs. It had one run, and that's about it. Maybe we'll get another one this year, but they don't really communicate like they used to. They actually got a lot more quiet, which makes me always a little suspicious. Like you're supposed to communicate with your investors, tell us what's going on. Oh yeah, they just kind of rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again, never follow through. Whereas AITX, you have the transparency, you have the follow through, which is just as important. It doesn't matter how transparent you are if you don't follow through on anything. I mean, then you're just all talk like Ibis. But that's the difference. He talks the walk, he talks the walk, he talks the talk, and walks the walk, and talks the walk. I guess I don't know what that what that even means, but that is the big advantage that AITX has. As long as they continue on this trajectory, I can see AITX surpassing ILIS in share price. So that's just those are my thoughts. So pat yourself on the back, AITX shareholders. You got a really good company on your hands, a good CEO that communicates. They're not just all fluff and blah 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 and don't follow through, and all that nonsense that goes with eyeless. AITX is doing a great job right now. Uh, you'll notice in the past we went sideways, right? We would come up to this red zone. Let me change the color. The supply zone. This is where we expect a lot of selling pressure to step in. I'm sure a lot of people thought, "Oh my God, this is it. We're gonna break out," and it didn't happen. So, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video. The most important thing is that we get a lot of buying pressure up here to avoid just dropping back down. Because at that point, we're just gonna continue to rinse and repeat the up and down pattern here, the sideways, the range, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm still gonna stick to my strategy of waiting for 0025, 0003. But maybe it doesn't come down there. And if it doesn't come down there, I'll know that it's not going to come down there because that means that we broke out of this. This is going to be a big level here. 006 being the biggest one. If we can overcome this, if buyers can step in big here, that we're going to create higher high, higher low. We're going to establish a new floor, ideally somewhere around here at 005, 006, and that's going to be the new floor. And now I mean, that's a change in the pattern because back then we tried. I mean, look at this big wick here. We tried to run. It's just selling pressure was way too intense there. And that's why I was saying yesterday, like this whole dead zone here, this whole area here between support and resistance. To me, this is how I do my technical analysis. To me, this is the dead zone. Selling pressure here doesn't matter. If you're a short seller, you don't care about the selling pressure on the way down. It's nice, it's cool, but you want to see it down here. This is where you want to see intense selling pressure. That way it can break down a lot and you can make your money as a short seller. We're trying to see the opposite here with AITX. We want to see buyers step in where it matters up here. This is important for long terms too. Long term shareholders, this is important. That's how you start moving like Nvidia, just constantly going higher and higher and higher over the long term. I mean, that's what Nvidia does. It pulls back, of course, yes, but over the long term, it still creates new highs, and that's what you want to see. But it has to break out here. I wouldn't be surprised if we touch 006, whether and go above it. But then we have to see buyers. We have to see buyers. We cannot have these wicks here and then just fall back down. Then it's just not going to mean anything. And I know people are getting excited about the volume, but all that volume eventually there's gonna be a sell-off. All that volume is gonna come back in the form of selling. Will buyers step in and be able to keep it from falling? That is the question. Um, let's see. I'm looking at the volume right now. How much volume did we get back then here? Ooh, that's a lot of volume back then. 175, 168. Here we had 227 on that huge pop. Then we had a lot of selling pressure, 304,000 in selling pressure. That's a lot of selling pressure. 90,000, 90,000. Okay, we're slowly stair stepping here. Yeah, they have more big orders on the way too. Depending on how significant those PRs are, it could be just enough to keep this momentum going and break out and above this. Whether people are willing to hold so that it stays above this and we establish that new floor, that's a whole nother thing. At this point, my strategy is going to change if it breaks out. I'm just going to wait for the new bottom, the new floor that it's going to establish at some point. But let me just mention this. The reason you see me trading mostly sideways, stocks that go sideways, is because most stocks tend to go sideways. That's just kind of the reality. Um, most stocks tend to go sideways over the long term. Tilray going sideways had a huge explosion. Shout out to 22. I think where is he? Yeah, shout out to 22. Where is he? There we go. 22. He bought in. Thanks, got some Tilray too. He bought it on the 23rd, so he made 40% on that move. And look, all we did was buy when it was cheap. Like it's going sideways, so why not buy one at the bottom? Why would I buy at the top? Anyone who bought at the top holding a bag. And until it breaks out and goes above $3.50 and really heads to that higher echelon of the $5 range, I mean, we might as well just continue buying when it's under $1.80 and swing trading it when it has those marijuana pops, as I like to call it. So it's just another example. History tends to repeat itself, guys. So don't again, I'm not too excited just yet. When we see that breakout here above 006, I mean, if we break out above if we break out above that, I mean, we can go to 0075, and then from there, 1 penny. Those are like the biggest levels to look out for if this thing breaks out. Because this is I mean, look at this. This used to be support. This became our resistance now. So let's see if we get a flip here and we come back to this range here. And again, it would go to 0075. Where's my line? There it is. And then 1 penny is not too far off. And then the highest it ever went to 1.4. So those are your next levels if we can overcome this right here. It's not going to be easy, but the setup is there. And I'm not going to play the breakout. No, thank you. I don't play breakouts on penny stocks. I wait for the bottoms. I'll play breakouts on regular stocks, but not penny stocks. And that's it for the video. So for those of you who haven't sold, congratulations. Continue holding and wait for 006. I think it's possible here as long as the momentum continues here with the PRs, the orders, and everything that's happening. That's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. This was longer than I expected. Feel free to join the premium Discord or the free Discord. Links in the description below.